morning. So we just pulled up to the Windrock General Store to get on the trail, and this happened. So now we're gonna drive back to town to an auto parts store and see if they can tell me what my check engine light is. The day started out like any other overlanding trip. Excitement, anticipation, and a Jeep ready for the trails. But shortly after firing it up, the yellow light of doom appeared on the dash. I checked the gauges. Everything seemed normal, but the check engine light stayed stubbornly lit. Just had the code read. It says the thermostat is bad, cold temperature. Parts in hand, I drove back to camp and replaced the aging thermostat. I swapped the part, topped the coolant, and fired up the Jeep. Temperatures came up, check engine light cleared, and just like that, the trip was back on track. It was still early afternoon, but with the driving, troubleshooting, and parts run, half the day was already gone. Honestly, this is part of the overlanding that doesn't always make the highlight reel. Trails are fun, views are incredible, but every trip has a moment where you're tightening bolts or chasing a weird code just to keep the adventure moving. The good news, replacing a thermostat is about as easy as a trail repair gets. A few bolts, a new O-ring, a little coolant, and the Jeep was ready to warm up just like it should. With all that sorted, I could finally turn my attention back to where I actually wanted to be, the trail. With the Jeep warmed up and the check engine light cleared, it was finally time to get to the trail. Permit in hand, ink still wet from the general store's printer, I left camp and rolled onto the weathered blacktop that quickly revealed its age. Potholes appeared almost immediately, and soon the asphalt gave way to dirt and rock, with patches of mud from the recent rains. The Jeep snaked around the mountains like veins, following curves and rises in the land. Tires crunching over rocks and root, every turn a reminder that Windrock was no place for casual driving. The sun peeked through the trees, highlighting the texture of the trail ahead. A quick glance at the time reminded me it would be getting dark soon, but I wasn't ready to call it a day. Each obstacle, rocks, ruts, and muddy dips, demanded focus, and I navigated carefully, choosing my lines to keep the Jeep steady and safe. The quiet of the forest surrounded me, broken only by the engine, the tires, and the occasional crunch of the stone under weight. This was the moment I had been waiting for. Rolling through the trails, free from the mechanical worries of the morning, completely immersed in the adventure. As I wound through the trees, the trail opened up just enough for a glimpse of the surrounding ridges. The Jeep climbed, dipped, and tilted with the natural undulations, the suspension flexing and the tires gripping with determination. I passed small obstacles and large, testing the Jeep's limits and my own ability to pick the right line, slowly building confidence and anticipation for the challenges still ahead. The trail wasn't about a single destination. It was about the journey, the rhythm of wheel, mud, and rock, and the steady pulse of adventure that reminded me why I came to Rimrock in the first place. As the miles passed and the Jeep wound deeper into the trail, I stole a quick glance at the time again. The sun was dipping lower, the shadows stretching across the trail, and I realized it wouldn't be long before darkness fully settled in. Normally this would be the signal for the end of day, but tonight I wasn't ready to call it quits. The forest closed in around me, the trees forming darkened corridors on either side of the Jeep. Rocks, roots, and mud became silhouettes in the fading light, each obstacle more pronounced as the shadows deepened. With headlights cutting swaths through the gloom, the trail took on a new personality. Every turn seemed sharper, every drop more sudden, and every rut a challenge to navigate carefully. There was a thrill to this. The quiet of the night, the focus required to stay on the trail, and the subtle glow of the Jeep's off-road lights illuminating the path ahead. It was a different kind of adventure, one that reminded me that overlanding isn't just about daylight views and postcard moments. It's about trusting yourself, your vehicle, and the trail ahead, no matter what time of day it is. Good morning, YouTube. Scott Dunnage Garage. Welcome to Badge of Honor Trail number 51, Panther Rock at Windrock OHV Park in Tennessee. Let's see how we got here. Trail 51, Panther Rock, is one of two trails at Windrock OHV that has earned the designation of a Badge of Honor trail. This morning, the goal was simple: earn the badge. After a good night's rest, I quickly checked the Jeep's coolant level and hit the road. I had two options: spend over an hour on yesterday's trails to reach the start of Trail 51, or take a shortcut. Naturally, I chose the shortcut, and promptly got lost. Oh well, life's definitely an adventure. After finding my way, the trail quickly became familiar. The first sections felt similar to the previous day, but as I progressed, the terrain grew more aggressive. For the first time on the trip, I engaged 4 low and disconnected the sway bar, letting the Jeep's aftermarket suspension fully flex through the canyon-like ruts while descending between trees. Carefully picking my line over a maze of obstacles, I finally reached the overlook, Panther Rock.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down.
All right, while you can pull out on this rock, it's not very smooth and you got to navigate a pretty significant drop, but doable. Panther Rock is a rough overlook that, for the brave, or at least those with spotters, you can drive out on the edge for a photo shoot. Similar to Top of the World near Moab, just tamer. Happy with the pictures I took, it was time to navigate the rutted trail back. Gravity became the next challenge as the trail turned uphill, including off-camber sections that required careful backing.
Rise up while you drown. They want to fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Then it's your chance to be ruthless.
After some white-knuckle moments where I questioned how I get myself into these perilous situations, the trail leveled out. My pulse slowed, my grip on the wheel loosened, and it was time to take in the views. I drove back to the trailhead, deciding I wasn't done. Instead, it was time to tackle Trail 26, the other badge of honor trail. A decision that almost left the Jeep laying in its side in the mud. Hey, it's Scott Dunnage Garage. Welcome back to Windrock OHV. We're on a badge of honor trail number 26. Let's get to it. It was lunchtime and daylight wasn't fading. Far from it. It was still too early to call it a day, so I figured why not. I pointed the Jeep towards Trail 26, the second badge of honor trail at Windrock. To get there, I had to retrace the trails I'd already driven from my first day, and that made me complacent. I spotted an obstacle and I thought I'd try a more cinematic line. As I drove high on the bank, skirting the mud, the Jeep started to lean towards the passenger side. I never saw the dip. I didn't anticipate how slick the mud was, and before I could react, the Jeep slid sideways, just enough to lift the driver's tires off the ground. That sinking feeling hit instantly. This was it, my first rollover. But thankfully, the Jeep didn't have enough momentum to finish the roll. It settled back onto all four tires and kept going, with a slightly more cautious driver behind the wheel. Still thinking about that moment, I continued toward the turn for Trail 26. I know I didn't get the footage I would have wanted for the Jeep almost ending up on its side, but a second take definitely wasn't worth the risk. I pushed on, following familiar trails with wide and smooth enough to relax, until Windrock gave me my next real challenge. At a simple trail marker labeled Trail 26, I turned right and eased onto the trail that got tight fast. The trees closed in, the branches lowered, and the high berms crowded the edges. Before long, the only direction I could travel was forward, squeezing the Jeep between embankments and brush as the trail began to crumble into ruts and exposed rock. Trail 26 wasted no time showing its personality. The gatekeeper, a rocky descent, immediately reminded me why these skid plates were worth every penny. Every few yards brought another wet, muddy ledge to drop down, slick, with just enough water flowing to turn the trail into a series of miniature waterfalls. This wasn't a trail. It was a creek bed pretending to be one, each obstacle demanding attention as the tires searched for grip. I continued deeper, testing the suspension, the tires, and adding fresh scars to the skid plates. Mud hugged deep ruts. The Jeep crawled over slick rocks, and we bounced across everything the trail threw at us. It was clear how Trail 26 earned its badge of honor status. With every obstacle I descended, I was acutely aware, if this trail wasn't a loop, I'd eventually have to climb out of this mess. No spotter, no assistance, just me, my Jeep, and a wet, rocky ledge-filled climb. The trail was too narrow to turn around. Backing out wasn't an option. I was committed, fully committed to finding out how this trail would end. As I approached the bottom of the hill, a trail marker came into view. Trail 26 was behind me. A simple right turn, a shallow water crossing, and a short climb, and I was on the next trail, Trail 27. But even though Trail 26 was done, Windrock wasn't finished with me. Trail 27 was not on my maps. I just hoped it would eventually lead back to the trailhead. At first, it seemed wide enough and smooth enough, easy enough, but Windrock decided to throw one final test. Windrock OHV Trail number 26, Badge of Honor Trail. It's also what we're putting on our All Roads Taken badge for Tennessee, because adventure is worth the drive. A small tree had fallen across the road, and its branches blocked the way. Sure, it was a small tree, and I probably could have driven over it and collected a few more scratches, but I had a brand new axe, and I was dying to try it. 10 minutes later, I had tested the metal of the axe, cleared the trail, and was back behind the wheel, heading toward the end of an unforgettable day. Looking back, this trip didn't go anything like I had planned, and that's exactly why it was worth it. I came for a couple trails and some Tennessee views. Instead, I got a breakdown, a detour, a near rollover, and 2 badge of honor trails that gave me everything I can handle. But that's overlanding. You don't always choose the adventure. Sometimes it chooses you. At the end of the day, I headed back to camp tired, muddy, but grinning ear to ear. Windrock gave me challenges, gave me stories, and gave me a reason to come back. Thanks for riding along. Until the next trail, stay safe, stay curious, and keep exploring.